I heard you had some bad travel.
Dude, I had worse. I think I had worse travel. I can't say that because you got stranded for a whole night, but you got a room comp. Dude, so in the first place, we flew American, like we said, and dude, they were terrible. We had 4 flights in total. Every one of them were delayed. On the way there, it wasn't that bad. It was, it was doable, but man, on the way home, we were supposed to fly out at 12:45 or 12:05 or something. And we all got boarded on the plane. It was on time, no problems. And they come on and they're like, okay, hey man, the computer on the plane had a fault in it. Everybody sit tight and then we'll take off here soon. Well, man, we sat on the plane for about 30 minutes and they finally said, hey, everybody, we're going to have to deboard the plane.
Did you say this was on the way back home?
This is on the way back home. Yeah, this was Saturday. And so we get off the plane. And then we sat in at the gate there for about an hour and a half, and they're like, "Okay, everything's cool. Everybody, we're gonna reboard just like we did last time, and then we're gonna take off." And at that point, we'd already missed our connection in Charlotte because we didn't even have much time if the flight would have been on schedule. But so we totally missed that flight. But okay, whatever. And then they reboard the plane, and we get another flight schedule, which the next flight, we were supposed to be home by 4:00. And by the time we missed that flight and we booked the next one that we could book, we weren't even leaving Charlotte until like 8:50 p.m. or whatever it was.
So what did you do in Charlotte for those hours?
We ate a hamburger and sat and looked at phones and all that stuff. But the worst part was that first flight out of Orlando was when they reboarded us after making us get off the plane.
When did you not have air?
So when they reboarded us, we got on the plane. The plane was 87 degrees, and they were like, "Don't worry, it'll cool off fast. We got everything going." Well, all of a sudden they come back on because the temperature is going up. I think everybody's burning up. Babies are crying. This one poor baby was soaking wet in sweat, and they're like, "Hey, but due to this power issue and this isn't done," and they kept saying maintenance hadn't done the paperwork yet. That they were going to have to. They were going to, it was going to be a little bit. It'd be 10 minutes. It'd be 10 minutes. Well, they 10-minute us for approximately 4 hours. So we sat on the plane for 4 hours in sweltering heat, being told if we get off the plane, we can't get back on. And that they could, by law or rule or policy or whatever, they can keep you on the plane for 4 hours before they have to let you off. So they did. Wow. So they kept us on the plane for right at that 4 hour mark, and then we took off. And then we flew back to Charlotte.
So did you have air in the air?
Yeah. By the time
it got,
when we took off, it started getting
everything was
cooler because all the power was going and everything.
Okay.
They get mad. People get mad and they question what they're doing. And of course their answer is, well, would you want to take off on a messed up plane? It's like, no, but don't store us on here.
I guess I don't understand the reason why they couldn't have let you off. And go back to the gate while they worked on the plane.
Exactly. Like, what was the purpose of keeping us on that long? And what the flight crew was saying is that it wasn't their fault. It was the fault of the maintenance people, the maintenance guys. And the other thing is that all it was, and I guess, all machines have to do this, and they had to reboot the plane. That's what the problem was. So here's what I think. I think maintenance didn't get down there until however long it was. I think
so. They weren't working for 4 hours.
I don't think so.
It took them.
I think it
3 hours and 55 minutes to get down there, and they just hit the.
And they just kept on.
They just hit the reboot button.